the row when it comes to the Tirupati Laddoos in the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has now ordered an SIT, a special investigation team, to probe the matter. The new SIT will be probing the matter to know whether, as far as the CBI director is concerned, he will be monitoring that probe, is what the Supreme Court has now said, that the matter is of faith of crores of people, and which is why the court will not become a political battleground, and the probe will be monitored by the CBI director while forming this special investigation team. And to get more on this, we have my colleague Sunil Prabhu as well as Uma joining us. Sunil, over to you first. Take us through what was really said in court. Uma joining us. Uma, of course, it is the Supreme Court. They're saying that now it will be the CBI director who will be monitoring this probe into the matter, which is going to be conducted by a special investigation team.
Yes, indeed. So the old SIT that was constituted by the Andhra Pradesh government, it has already stopped its or stalled its operations ever since the Supreme Court's comment saying that a fresh SIT could be considered. And today, after the arguments in court, the decision has been that there will be a 5-member kind of a committee which will have at least 2 members from the CBI, 2 members from the state government, and also 1 person from the Food Safety Standards Authority of India, FSSAI. And all this will be monitored by the court itself, and they have also specifically said that all this should not turn into a political drama. The arguments that were given on behalf of the state government was that on September 18th, when the Chief Minister spoke about it, it was in the context of 100 days of government, and that it had nothing to do with the July report itself, and it was the media that had taken it out of context. But the argument given by the other side was about the sentiments of so many people being hurt because this is a matter of faith for lakhs of devotees of the temple. So the Supreme Court now ordering a fresh probe into this. The Supreme Court is of course hearing a batch of petitions that had been filed over the Tirupati Laddo row, and Dr. Subramanian Swamy and others had in fact asked for an independent probe either monitored by a Supreme Court judge or by a High Court judge or a sitting judge or a retired judge. And now the Supreme Court spelling it very, very clearly that they do not want politics over it. Last time around, they had also said we don't expect gods to be dragged into politics, and that's what seems to be their tone and tenor. Even now saying that we do not want politics to be made out of this, but this is a matter of faith for lakhs of the devotees, and therefore we will want an independent probe now has been ordered by the Supreme Court. Back to you.
Right. Thank you. Uma, stay with us. In fact, let's just go across to Sunil. And Sunil, of course, what the court has really said is that if it will be an independent body, then only there will be confidence.
That's right. The Supreme Court, after hearing the Solicitor General, who was asked to assist in the matter, finally disagreed with the Solicitor General's opinion. They said we asked you specifically to take instructions. And after that, it was Justice Gawai and Justice Vishwanath, after conferring, deciding to set up an independent SIT, 2 from the state, 2 from the CBI, 1 from the FSSAI, and saying that we don't want to be drawn into this political drama, as they use that word, and become these courts to become a political battleground. Very firm on the view that we want the truth to come out on this entire matter. This involves crores of devotees, as they said, and telling the Solicitor General not across the country but across the world. And it's in this context that the Supreme Court has now ordered an independent SIT. Also finding fault with the way the Chief Minister has spoken. The senior advocate, Mr. Luthra, tried to defend, saying, I cannot be responsible for what newspapers write. But it's in that backdrop now that the Supreme Court has decided to pass this investigation. This after Kapil Sibal. Mr. Subramanian Swamy was present in the court, but Mr. Kapil Sibal very forcefully disagreed with the state SIT, the suggestion given by the Solicitor General to have the SIT monitored by a central government officer, which was not accepted. And Mr. Sibal making it a point to say that already aspects in terms of allegations were already being put against his client, the former TTD chairman, YV Isuba Reddy, Subbarao. And so it's in that context, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the SIT. But the Supreme Court now very categorical in its assertion that they don't want the courts to become a political battleground. This involves the lakhs and crores of faith of devotees, and most importantly, an independent SIT, hopefully, will be able to get to the answer of the entire issue. This after, of course, Justice Vishwanath pointed out about the various issues that had been pointed out in terms of, the alleged, what do you call it, the lard, as they were pointing out. Mr. Rohtgi was pointing out, which Mr. Kapil Sibal pointed out as vegetable fat. So we'll have to get to the bottom of it. And finally, hopefully this SIT will be able to answer these important questions.